Hello, and welcome back to Belmont Bunch. I'm your host, Tired, and today we're talking about Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the New York Islanders and the Tampa Bay Lightning. So let's get into it. The Isles come into this game having gotten into the series, having played a pretty decent game where they gave up a couple of goals they'd probably want back in terms of defensive, brain freeze. And that would come back today in this one. Lineup change. The only one was Johnston in for Dal Cole, which I had no problem with. I was watching the Jets, and I still have to film a Jets recap video, which will be so much fun. But man, that primed me to be in a bad mood. And I also got up super early to play in 2 softball games that we got annihilated. And so it's been a long day. But the Isles came out with Johnston, and there was pregame chit-chat between Martin and Maroon. 2 big guys, 2 guys you'd expect to be involved in fights. And I was starting to think, oh no, we're going to have a bloodbath on your hands. And, as much as that's more towards what the Islanders do, the Islanders don't, try to start that much stuff. But I was a little bit worried that it would devolve into not a hockey game. Glad to say that didn't happen. It was definitely rough, but I think they kept it to within playoff hockey, type stuff today, without too much dirty stuff. The Isles did not play great in the first. They looked kind of sleepy, but I got up at 6:30. I'm the one that's sleepy. They shouldn't be. All right, whatever. Yes, by the way, the camo is so that nobody sees me. Maybe I can hide and just fall back into the bushes like that meme with The Simpsons. Anyway, I'm trying not to talk about the game. Nothing after one, getting outshot 13-5, something like that. Not ideal. Varley played pretty well. We didn't have a lot of offensive chances. Halfway into the second, it was the same story. And then Brock Nelson, the Lightning maybe thinking they had him stripped already or starting to vacate the zone. Nelson keeps the puck on his stick. And it felt like as soon as he walks into the zone with a lot of traffic in front and nobody directly on him, you feel like with his shot it's going to go in, and it does. And he puts us up 1-0, and it feels like a big goal. It was a game that the Isles were kind of, a little bit struggling to get their legs going, and that's the kind of thing that can get your legs going, a little kick in the rear. But 12 seconds later, Blake Coleman ties it, and this is just I have been a big fan of Devon Toews in the regular season. The playoffs have not been pretty at all, and I'd kind of like him to sit in Game 5 for either Boychuk or Dobson. Dobson would be nice to get some playoff experience, and Scott Mayfield, I believe, debuted for his career in a playoff game in 2015. So I think that would be some nice bit of experience. And with it looking like there's going to be an off season coming quicker than you would have hoped, be nice to get him involved, since next year he's going to probably be part of your top 6 pretty routinely. And but this is a lofted pass by Gord, who's had a few nice assists in the series, that really needs to be stopped. There's 2 Isles defensemen out on the ice. I believe it was Mayfield and Toews. I know Toews was out there. And Toews is the better skating of the 2. And they both kind of just switched off. Maybe they thought it was going to be icing. Maybe they didn't realize Coleman was in the way he was. But Coleman just gets on to the end of this and just walks in and beats Varley. And there's not much Varley can do about that. And it's 1-0. 1-1. And then just 15 seconds after that, great passing play, point. Kucherov ends with Palat. Palat didn't even know he had scored because Varley almost got over and stole it. And it's 2-1, and we have 3 goals in like 38 seconds, something like that, across the two teams. And yeah, it's just a lapse for a few seconds can decide a series. But, the Isles were not at all the better team, and really haven't been. They've stayed in it through their plucky defense, but they're just not shooting enough. The 5 shots on the first alludes to that, and like Broussard also had like a power play attempt where he had the puck on his stick in the slot, opened to shoot, and tried a weird backwards pass behind his back. I mean, the pass succeeded, but it didn't create another scoring chance. So on that one, it's like, aren't you better off putting it on net than putting another guy in a worse position than you were in? So it's just a weird decision, and there's been a lot of those in this series for the Isles. In the offseason, which I'm starting to think about more and more because it's looming. I'm sure Lou is looking at what's going on, and he's like, the will is there, the determination is there, and it's just, you need somebody that's shot happy, somebody that's just going to throw it on net from anywhere, which they kind of need, because not enough of that, not even when they're like down by multiple goals late. And they were down by multiple goals because in the third, you get Point taps in a 2-on-1 where Barzal's back check didn't follow through the whole way. So that's an error by Barzy. And also Pollock, it's a weird decision. I'm used to seeing the defenseman lay out there and get the legs down so that the soft cross ice pass can't get through and you force a saucer pass. But no, instead he kind of forced the easier pass to handle for Point, which is an odd choice. But I guess, Point doesn't score also if Barzal's on the back check the whole way through, because he was there for a little bit. So that's 3-1. Maroon taps in an empty netter eventually for the 4-1 goal and puts away the game. Maybe the series. Man, this channel's been going for over a year and the season hasn't even ended. It's been nuts. But it's been a lot of fun, outside of the world falling apart. But we're all in it together. But anyway, I don't know. You're like, at this point, if you're an Isles fan and you're realistic, you're kind of just coming to grips with the fact that Tampa Bay is a team on a mission. They obviously, that the embarrassment that they went through last year, they got to rectify that in the first round this year. They embarrassed Boston, to be frank, and each of those in 5 games. So they swift hammer, and they're looking at another 5-game series, possibly. They have been on another level, and I don't think people give them enough credit for not just being the offensive team that has all the great forwards, because they play the gritty game. I mean, they've been playing the Islanders game a lot this series, outside of the first game, which I kind of just, it's what we've talked about that. We don't need to go into that anymore. But Tampa just wins. They're winning in different ways. They're resilient, and they're doing it without Stamkos, because Braden Point is just amazing, and Palat is a good playoff performer. Kucherov, Hedman, they get their defensemen involved. Sergachev, Gord has been way better. Gord had a rough regular season. He's been really good in the playoffs, at least against the Islanders. But yeah, from the Islanders' perspective, Varley played well. It's not a lack of effort, which makes you feel a little bit better, especially if you're a Jets fan and you're watching the Jets on Sundays and you're just seeing nothing. And you also got a better coach than that, so that's fun. I'm sorry, I'm already starting my Jets recap video in the Islander one. But either way, Isles, it's a tough one, but at this point you're just kind of coming to terms with it's just not meant to be against this team. And, look forward to the last game. Don't immediately just go to the offseason. But yeah, there's definitely some interesting stuff to be settled in the offseason. Lou, coming off a GM of the Year award, is going to have, I wouldn't say his work cut out for him, but he's going to have to work a little bit to get this team's scoring a little bit more up to, I don't know, a little more up to par with these elite offensive teams. Because if you can pair a little bit more scoring with really good defense and good goaltending, that's all you can ask for, really. And then even then, sometimes it doesn't work. Look at Vegas, and for years Dallas, and now look at good for them. But anyway, that's the video. Outlook for next game is maybe get some guys in there. Maybe get some different guys in there. Maybe really experiment with the lineup because, Tampa's just been better. I like to get some guys experience. I'd maybe like to see Taves out of the lineup, and I don't think that's just like an experience thing. That's like he hasn't played well, and in this meritocracy, we'd like to give Noah Dobson or Johnny Boychuk a look. Possibly a last look for Johnny Boychuk if he gets traded in the offseason for cap purposes. But anyway, that's the video. Please like and subscribe below. Thank you guys for supporting the channel for over a year now. And look out for the Jets video, which will be as depressing as this, but also funnier because I'm probably going to lose my mind. But there's 16 more weeks for that as well. Counting the bye. Oh, I'm doing a bye week video. All right. We'll see you next time, and goodbye.